All right, the Osmo Nano has a firmware update. I don't know what it is yet because I haven't looked, but I have seen online that there are some updates. So I'm recording on the Nano at the moment, and I have the second one here. This is my camera 2. And what I'm going to do is update camera 1, so the one that I'm recording on, and then I can do comparisons between footage between the previous firmware and the new firmware. Wait. The new firmware is going to be on camera 2. Okay, I'm going to update camera 2, not camera 1. So yeah, the new firmware will be on camera 2 and the old firmware will be on camera 1. So then you can see if there's a difference between the footage. Like I said, I don't even know what the update is. So let me actually just see what the actual updates are. I don't generally tend to use my cameras with the Mimo app, so the only time that I really know that there's an update is if I see something online. Okay, I need to charge this. So I can't do my firmware update just yet because the Vision dock has 10% and it needs to be at least 15%. I'll be back. That was quick. So literally 2 minutes later, maybe 3, 2 minutes, let's say 2 minutes. I don't know if you can see that on there, but it is at 22%. It was at 10%. It took literally less than 3 minutes to charge up to 22%. So let us resume the firmware update. Okay, there are some pretty major updates there. I'm going to show you them in real time when this is finished updating. But they are very welcomed updates, I have to say. And like I said in my other video, the more I use the Osmo Nano, the more I like it for vlogging, mainly when I film in D-Log-M. I think D-Log-M from this camera looks so good. The footage looks so high quality when you shoot in D-Log-M. Even when you shoot in the normal color profile, it still looks good, but D-Log-M is how I film. I'm filming in D-Log-M now. So yeah, this is one I would recommend. This is a camera I would highly recommend to people who just want something very simple, very small, and just does the job. Okay, so it has been updated and I'm just playing around with the updates. So the first one is, remember when you had the camera disconnected from the Vision dock and you weren't able to preview your footage? Now you can. So obviously the camera is here, the Vision dock is here. So you can see I'm in the preview screen at the moment. You can see it just fine. The only difference is when it's not connected to the camera, the quality is much lower. So if you connect it back to the camera, yeah, that is such a difference. You get a much higher quality preview, but still, being able to have your camera wherever you've mounted it and not have to go back to the camera and connect it again to then preview the footage is definitely a welcomed update. So that is update number 1. Okay, so this second update, I feel like is half there. It's not what I expected. It's not what I was hoping for anyway. So you know how with the previous firmware, before you could not have a mic connected to the camera and have the camera disconnected from the Vision dock and still be able to see a preview. So like this now, you can see the mic, this is the mic that's for this one, you can see the bar at the top there, and it's obviously disconnected from the Vision dock, but I can still see the preview here. So what you have to do is you have to set your camera up, frame up your shot before you hit record, because as soon as you hit record, let me show you, you'll see, get it into a position where you can actually see it. That was the wrong button. Hang on. So you can see the preview's gone off. So what you have to do is, yeah, frame up your shot before you hit record and then hit record. So what I thought it would do is you would be able to have that preview even during recording, but you can't. You only have it beforehand. Whereas before, you just didn't have it at all. You would always have to have the camera connected to the Vision dock in order to have that preview if you had a mic connected. So like I said, that update is kind of halfway there. It's not ideal, but it's better than it was before. But hopefully, I don't know, but I would have thought that if it was possible, it would have just been done in this firmware, so I don't even know if that is something that will be addressed later on, to be honest. But it's something. Okay, so the third update is to do with a new field of view being added, and it's one that's actually in the new Osmo Action 6. So you know when you shoot in the wide field of view normally, you get quite a lot of barrel distortion. So if you've got straight edges and straight lines and buildings in your frame, then they get this like warped look on them. Whereas now you can still film wide, but you can have more of a natural look. You've still got a little bit of that distortion, but it's not as bad or as visible as when you just shoot in wide. So natural wide, if you want to have a more immersive view in your footage, then shoot in that. It's great in environments where you are out in nature, for example, or you're not around buildings. But even if you are around buildings, again, the distortion is quite minimal. Obviously, it's not as natural as if you shot in standard D-warp, which is what I tend to shoot in all the time because I like to just have more of a proper natural view. But it looks good. It does look good. Okay, so the next one, what's this, 4? I think this is 4. This is the 4th update. So a new stabilization setting has been added. So you know before how you had horizon balancing, which corrected any shifts up to, I think is it 30 degrees? I think it's 30 degrees. Now there's one called horizon correction. So it's called horizon correction. And what this does is so imagine you're vlogging. This is one of the things that I have when I'm vlogging. I'm jumping all over the place. But when I'm vlogging, I don't like to use horizon balancing because it crops in too much. And I already shoot in standard D-warp, so it just gets a little bit too zoomed in. So I never used to use horizon balancing. But now with horizon correction, if you shoot in standard D-warp, it's not going to adjust the field of view. It's going to keep the field of view as it is, but it's going to correct those tiny little micro shifts that you might have where the horizon might just be a little bit off, which sometimes happens in my videos and it's really annoying. So again, it doesn't adjust the field of view, it doesn't crop in the field of view at all, which is perfect. And it just means that when you're vlogging, you're always going to have a steady horizon as long as you're not, moving your arm in any crazy angles, which you wouldn't be if you were vlogging anyway. So it's perfect for walk and talk vlogs if you just want to maintain a steady horizon without having a frame which is so cropped in. So that is very welcomed. I'll be just keeping it on that setting for sure. I also forgot to say, when you use horizon correction, you can only use it in standard D-warp, so you don't have the other fields of view available to you, just standard D-warp. There is one thing to be mindful about when you do apply your firmware update, and that is the fact that some of your settings are going to revert back to factory default settings. So things like your aspect ratio, your resolution, I think, what else changes? The bitrate changes, so make sure you go in and you change that. I tend to have mine set to high, and I think a couple of the mic settings also change. So it's just worth going back through all your settings and making sure that the camera is set up how you want to. Otherwise, you're going to be a bit annoyed when you come back to look at your footage and you realise that should have been in 4K, not 1080. So just bear that in mind. So what updates were you hoping for? Let us know in the comments. I think the only thing that I would say was a little bit of a disappointment is the one where you've got the mic connected, the camera disconnected from the dock, and then you hit record and then you lose the preview. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that is something that will be changed in another firmware update, because I feel like if it could have been done, it would have just been done in this one. But other than that, honestly, there's nothing really else that I can think. I really like the Nano. Every time I pick it up and I use it, I think this is actually a really solid camera. This is really good. And if you are a beginner and you're looking to pick this up and you're just watching this because you're watching every single video about the Nano, then I highly recommend it. I think it is a great little camera. Definitely think it's a great little camera. Anyway, update your camera if you have it already, and then go and shoot something. Go and make a damn video, and then come and tell me what video you're making, or just come and tell me in the 30-day challenge, and come and join the 30-day challenge and make some damn videos with your Nano. It's a great community, it's a great challenge, people get a lot out of it, and I reckon if you are the kind of person that overthinks, you're trying to be perfect and you're procrastinating, this challenge is gonna really solve that, and the challenge was made for you, so just come and join it and come and make some damn videos with us.